How's it going, everybody? Today I am doing a jog, which if you don't know what a jog is, it's basically a George vlog. But this one's going to be a bit different because, you know, I come on here and I talk to you guys about a lot of stuff, but I wanted to talk about me for a second, you know? Because I think it might be valuable just to come on here and talk time to time. You know, it helps you understand me more as a person, and then it helps you understand my work more, you know? Like my YouTube videos where I'm talking about fucking Ninjago. Because you need to understand that art, okay? But yeah, today I just wanted to talk about something that I've struggled with, I think, for a pretty long time. And I'm making this video as a kind of, maybe as like a statement into my mind before I go into these kind of therapy sessions that I'm about to go in specifically for trauma and OCD. But yeah, I struggle a lot with OCD and, you know, trauma, I think too. That's kind of a corny term nowadays, I feel like in Gen Z scope. I have trauma. But my psychologist recommended me something called EMDR therapy, I think it's called. And I've never heard of it, but all my people around me have. So before I kind of verse myself into whatever that is, I wanted to just put a video out to view how my mind is, you know? Because the more I look back on my life, the more I realize that, yeah, I have struggled with OCD a lot. And I don't know, I'm an anxious person, but I don't think I'm quiet or not personable, you know? I think I'm pretty outgoing. Like, social anxiety is something I've never really feared in that sense. But like I said, I was talking to my psychologist and I was talking about how, like, sometimes I'll interact with strangers in front of my friends, and then as I'm leaving, I'll go up to my friends, you know, and be like, was that a good interaction? Like I'm in the middle of some fucking cuck-off or something, I don't know. Like, for example, I go to college and it's the second semester for me, and this professor that I hold to such a high regard, I had him for another class and I had to go to work right after the class. So I came up to him and I shook his hand and I was like, so nice to see you again, I would love to catch up with you, but I have to go to work. And then I, you know, kind of quickly left, and he was really cool about it. He was like, okay, yeah, nice. It was nice seeing you. I remember leaving. My roommate is actually in that class with me, and I kept asking him, like, oh my God, was it arrogant what I said? Like, was it bad? Is he gonna think I'm so cocky because I'm this asshole that came in here like, what's up? I got work. Nice to see you, buddy. Like, oh God, I don't want him to hate me, you know? And I feel like that's a good example of a lot of what my anxiety was. Like, I wrestled for 14 years of my life, and I think like a good 13 of those years, I just wrestled so people wouldn't be mad at me for not wrestling, you know? And it's not like that wasn't a fun sport. I've learned so much from that sport. And nowadays, after not engaging in the sport for a couple years, I can really acknowledge its traits it's put into me now that I've grown up. Obviously, there's the whole, like, you know, not wanting to just do hard work or whatever. But I mean, you know, I was kind of doing a lot at the time. I was the older sibling. I was, you know, buying groceries, working jobs, and cooking. Sometimes for my siblings, low-key, I would just buy them groceries and then be like, fuck off, you can cook themselves, I'm doing enough for you. Your parents should be doing this anyway. But anyway, yeah, like, not to get too much into it, I had a lot of shit going on at that time. You know, a lot of shit from a lot of angles was fucking hitting me everywhere, okay? Let's just say I was the last freaking banana in the zoo. The monkeys, the monkeys in the zoo. I was the last of the bananas But yeah, I feel like a lot of that shit turned me into who I am now, which obviously makes sense. But I mean, like, with specifically my OCD stuff, you know, like, because of the household I grew up in was pretty dirty. I used to have a problem up until like last year of having to shower like every day, which I know doesn't sound bad. I was showering like 2 or 3 times a day just because I felt dirty. Like, I remember one time I was driving to high school and I had to drop my siblings off, but I woke up late, so I didn't shower that morning. And I remember like dropping my siblings off, like, so I drove already like the 30 minutes to school, but I was like, oh my God, like the thought of sitting through class without having been showered was like, I was having a panic attack. I turned around and I showered, and then I like came in late like 2 hours later because I lived like 30 minutes away at my mom's. And then yeah, I talked to my psychologist and I told her kind of about these things, and she said a lot of it could be kind of OCD symptoms, like me constantly asking my friends if I made them mad or if I made somebody else mad. That's like reassurance checking. And then she drops this bombshell being like, and a lot of that might stem from you feeling unloved. Oh man! Which is like, you know, everybody's in this life to kind of figure themselves out and love themselves and love others, you know, but it's just kind of sad to get pointed out, you know, to you that you don't like yourself, you know? And you know, that is sad, dude. Like, a lot of my content here is Steven Universe freaking stuff, and that's all about, I don't know, self-love and shit. What the hell? Why can't I love myself? And that's where my psychologist brought me to EMDR therapy. Now, I've tried other forms of therapy. Like, I remember those sessions, like, my therapist telling me, like, listen, you have anxiety, and by the time you leave, you're going to say you no longer have anxiety. And I don't know. I still fucking have anxiety. I feel like that's not what I should have learned coming into therapy, you know? Because I feel like that formed a basis in me that was like, okay, no, I should be doing good. I don't have anxiety or OCD or whatever. I had it. I don't wrestle anymore, you know? My parents are good now. My siblings are okay now, you know? Everything's okay now. It was bad. I should be doing good now. But like, dog, that's not how life works. So it was just really kind of like a bombshell just to kind of see somebody tell me like, yeah, you are still struggling. I was kind of like, whoa, you know? And I don't know, maybe I'll get EMDR therapy and everything will change and I'll start uploading videos every day. That's right, guys. EMDR therapy is gonna change me. No, I'm obviously very excited. And this whole interaction and experience just wanted me to put this out there and just talk about it. So yeah, I guess we'll see how it goes.